likely that the experimental procedures performed on the Lamenter's gene seed during its creation were done with at least their successor chapter tactical approval, for the Blood Angels have long sought an answer to their dual afflictions of the red thirst and the black rage. The goal of reducing the effect of the flaw were partially successful, and those records that remain concerning the 21st founding indicate that the numbers of Lamenter's chapter Astartes succumbing to the red thirst over the centuries have been very small. It was quickly noted that certain idiosyncrasies of the mind and temperament developed within the Lamenters, factors that only grew more pronounced as the years passed. A dark melancholy.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu diesem wunderschönen Tag an der wunderschönen Küste des Empire of Hands. Lasst uns nicht weiterreden, lasst uns anfangen, diese wunderschöne Geschichte zu erkunden. Port Stanchata. Soul-hungry monkeys reluctantly tend this trading post, waiting for an opportunity to escape. Bloated fleas hop from ape to man and man to ape, gorging themselves without a care which is which. Shore leave. The Pacific jungle holds many dangers. Step carefully. There's no authority beyond that fence. An audience with the flea-ridden mayor. He's not busy. No appointments are needed. King of an empty castle. The flea-ridden mayor scratches himself on the chair made of crates surrounded by a box of long-rotten trade goods. As a 5-souled ape he would be able to petition for membership of court. For now the trade embargo has left him trapped on the outside. A 3-souled overseer with no talent for order. In better times, being overseer of Port Stanton gave the incumbent their pick of visitors to the empire. Now it is as thankless a task as any to be found underneath. Sell your soul to the mayor. He doesn't have much to offer, but if you are using it, the mayor will pay 200 echoes for your soul. Na, im Moment nicht. Oddly little in the Empire of Sand's natural bounty is edible. The monkeys will help you find the edible stuff for a fee. Acquire emergency fuel. Fuel? Got fuel. The flea-ridden mayor nods quickly. Not cheap, not free, can be arranged. London money okay. Put on table. Look on docks, yes. Oh, nein. Excuse yourself, dankeschön. Wo kann ich denn einen Port Report zusammenstellen? Oh, need Empire of Sand explored Sovereign Isle 1. Gut, das heißt, da muss ein bisschen was fehlen, nicht wahr? Shore leave. Warum nicht? Something awaits me anyway. A walk in the woods. An ambush. The twisting paths of the jungle have led far from port, into a dark claustrophobic of trees and mushrooms. The party of savages 1-soul apes backs you into a corner, its leader sniffing you from Africa's hunger. It gwints. It lunges. Hours later, you're awake. Something is missing. Recover your soul. Some damned monkey took it? Even a devil would have manners to ask. Well, they will not keep it for long. Yep, definitiv nicht. A painstaking hunt. Pentcoast apes steal souls, but also traits and mannerism from their victims. You just need to find the one that looks the most familiar. Which monkey took it? Is there anything about one of these that seems strangely familiar? A flatulent ape. God miss the stench. The other monkeys howl with amusement even as they pull as far away as possible. A jabbering ape. Squawk, squawk, that's all it does. Spittling, an occasional recognizable word flying from equal wharf. An intoxicated ape. It gropes a stolen bottle of mushroom wine, hiccuping and burping as it relieves itself from the blanch. A filthy ape. Its matted hair and rotten teeth are a testament to bad health and worst self-respect. None of them. The mere thought that you would see yourself in one of these miserable, pathetic beasts. Ich denke, der recht viel redet. Ich rede ziemlich viel. A sense of wholeness. What was missing is now restored with no harm done. Save a sudden itching and an urge to swing from the trees by the trail you realize no longer have. Both will hopefully fade in due course. Humanity's soulless quality is gone. Your Empire of Hands unlicensed spirit quality is gone. Poke around the shore. An aborted journey. The path through the jungle soon becomes dark and treacherous, the predatory eyes of desperate monkeys staring from behind every bush and tree. Exploring this island will have to wait for a more auspicious day. The Zeppelin. turned away. Two monkey guards, while wielding rifles and rusty bayonets, blocked the bridge. "This is not for you eyes, outsider." Advert them. Walk away. Walk faster. Good human. Komm ich. Oh, sailing the Empire of Hands. A scouting trip, the Southern Isles. To half the Empire, many boats circle the isle, all keeping their distance. The one that gets closer is an extended rowboat painted in yellow, white and red. 4 servant monkeys strain at the oars, whilst the true passenger sits in comfort behind the gauze curtain. Just for a moment an eye catches yours, but only for a moment. It would not do for a high-souled ape to see something so beneath its notice. Today, the sprawling palace is called the Wild-Wheeled Court. Tomorrow, who knows? The world of the Bronze-Coast apes is one of cruel whimsy, where stone traditions last only as long as their amusement. Da kommen wir nicht rein. So back to the boat. Mal schön mit euch. Neither man nor ape claims this volcanic remnant between isles. Haunted, they say. Ridiculous. Of apes and monkeys. The trip offers a little time to think on the panties. Technically they are monkeys rather than apes, but it is not tactful to remind them of this. Their high-souled faces. The accepted name is Petkost-Ups, improvement of the bloody monkeys is about as common. It is, one might say, an ad-hominoid insult. Enter the forest. Into the woods. Wide natural paths run between clumps of trees, softly lit by a dim green glow, and the occasional glimmer of far stars through the canopy. Only the cracking of leaves and soothing sound of water breaks the serenity of this volcanic forge paradise. Relax in a hot spring hört sich doch mal richtig schön an. A moment for yourself. You slip out of your itchy clothes and into the welcoming caress of hot deep water. The salts and sweats of sailing life melt away as you simply float, bare and free. A ball's false stars glimmer bright enough to be worth wishing on. All around the glow of the trees counts ambient calm on the silent peace. How long has it been since you had a moment like this? Since London? Longer? Black beaches give way to an oasis of a gentle glowing trees in the scent of rotting flowers. A thought for your lover. What is the likely lass doing right now? Are you on her mind, like she is on yours? A thought for her past. Sea captains are born and sea captains are raised. You think back on a day, learned it was your past. Future. Ambitions brought to this far on your journey, and one way or another ambitions will end it. But have you changed on your journeys? Has it? Thought of the East. Few sailors are resourceful enough to get this far, or the stories end and the myths begin. Thought of the sea. As mysterious and deadly as the first day you set sail on her, she remains your mistress and your kingdom. No, no thoughts. Not right now. Let this one be yours and yours alone, not wasted on worldly concerns. Ich weiß ganz sicher, an wen ich in diesem Moment denken werde. Oh, those night at the Woofstock docks. The noise, the passion, the delightful itch, the hot water hugs your tide as you remember her touch. Your last words before departing, that half smile almost, but not quite blossoming into completeness. How long will it be before your touch of skin on skin once again? Awake to see a sleeping brow, always so furrowed, as soft and calm as the sea itself. Wait, what was that? Sounded like giggling? Caught! A tiny blonde girl perches watching on a rock. Her innocent grin is spiced with mischievous glee. She moves like a monkey, but she giggles like an imp, at the look of your face at being caught bathing in her hot spring, and the one that floats onto as she scoops up your clothes. A shipwrecked as a baby, raised by the Empire of Hands, now she plays between the worlds of apes and men, neither quiet one nor entirely on the other. Demand that she puts these down at once, you scout, or there will be trouble. A desperate swim. Curse these relaxed limbs. Ich denke, wir sollten versuchen, ihr nachzulaufen, Mensch schon. Ich denke nicht, dass sie auf uns hören will. The monkey foundling makes things interesting. She waits, grinning innocently, until you emerge from the hot spring with nothing but your strategically placed hands for modesty. Before you can get close enough, though, she bolts from her crouched position and into the forest on all fours. A scampering run that turns every rock and fallen tree into a springboard. Shipwrecked, chase the monkey foundling. Damn it! You cannot return to the crew like this. Fire upon them. Let them stare. Let their tongues volunteer them from a whipping. Nein. Chase the monkey foundling. Into the forest. The branches scrap against your skin, the damp mud squishes between your toes. There is no sign of the monkey foundling, but her tracks are easily followed. A forest clearing. The footprints lead here. She has not even attempted to hide them. It is as if she wants you to follow. Enough of this nonsense. Let the crew do their worst. You're done here. Nein, ich möchte ihr nachlaufen. Was kann schon passieren? Ouch. Your hand slaps to your stinging buttock. The little stone lands in the dirt as a familiar giggle comes from above. You look to see the monkey foundling dangling upside down from a branch by her legs, a blowpipe in hand, and a bag just out of your reach. Tantalizing so, taking a deep breath, you politely, very politely, request that she return your damned clothes now. The monkey foundling listens and gives it some thought, tapping a blowpipe against the lips as she decides. Say, please. She grins. Please. There it is set. Or enough of the nonsense now. Please. Pretty please. Rocket a little bit. Pretty please, with an imaginary cherry on top, if she likes it. Pretty please, she adds, sniffling a giggle. Pretty please. Damn, it is freezing. How much longer? Pretty please. Pretty please. And an English plea echoes through the trees. A gift for the monkey foundling. You appear to have pretty pleased her, and she decides you deserve a reward. She fishes in her bag and generously throws you a sock. A single solitary sock. She leans a few new swervoards that she races off across the branches, near doubled up with water. Pursue the monkey foundling. She moves effortless through the branches above. Wir können's probieren. Mal gucken. Nein, a trap. Your feet just recognize the looped rope in time to jump over it, avoiding what would otherwise be a nasty trip into the air. The monkey foundling looks disappointed. Your heart does not bleed for her. The chase continues. The monkey foundling slides down a vine in front of you. She sticks out her tongue and scampers through a break in the trees. A marsh of terrible stench. It is a place that skunks would have think twice of entering, if the Empire of Hands had such creatures. The monkey foundling, of course, is unconcerned, as much at home here as high in the branches or running the forest paths. She almost dances effortlessly across the thin fallen tree that crosses the mire, surrounded by the foulest bubbling mud that has ever invaded your nostrils. She balances in the middle, daring you to try follow. Pranks you show out there dann. Oh, sie bräuchte Iron 16. Schade. She wants to play, you play. Thoughts of the crossing is treacherous, particularly when one's hands are torn between modesty and balance. Ich werd's versauen, aber hey, probieren wir's. Ja, das war irgendwie klar. You slowly cross the marsh. It is slow going. Your muddy feet slide against the thin frunk as it buckles and strains under your weight. Inch by inch, step by step, you slowly make your way across, until bored, the monkey foundling suddenly jumps up and down. Hard. The tree rolls under your feet. Your balance fails. You slip, tumble, are embraced by a marsh whose smell will never leave you. You fight to the surface, streaming brown, dripping green, violently coughing up a gagging throatful of the foul slime. The monkey foundling sits cross-legged in the safety of the trees, holding her nose as she points and laughs. The monkey foundling dances. She pirouettes on a tree stump, saluting as you approach. Ambush! A screeching Pentecost ape drops from the branches. The shock of the monkey foundling's face makes it clear this is not part of a little game. Its rage is focused entirely on her, the ghost of the Isthmus, and the bright soul with which it can uplift itself to glory. It limps from some trap earlier, its fur blood-soaked and glistening. It lunges at the monkey foundling, who half rolls, half falls off the stump, and as it catches her by the leg. She rolls, shrieks her own howl. She lashes back with a kick that shatters fangs and splits its lip. This only further enrages the frothing ape. It strikes. Help the monkey foundling, or bah, the little witch at the coming. She can't torture you and then expect your assistance. She meant you no real harm. She was only playing. Sie ist immerhin noch ein Kind. Zugeben, ein ziemlich böses Kind, aber ein Kind. Rock beats ape. Ja, rock beats ape. You reach for a stone and bring it crashing down on a distracted ape's head. Its skull cracks, dampness spreading. It collapses to the ground, hard. It's not a child's face that looks up to you. Still, you reach your hand down. The monkey foundling just stares at it for a moment. Something human returned as the adrenaline fades. For a moment it almost looks as though she will take it. But no. She leaps up on her own, bounding away towards the dark safety of her jungle, and then stops. Hesitates, she looks back, and tilts her head, beckoning you to follow. It is a look that suggests the game is over, but perhaps not yet quite finished. A small hut in the middle of the forest. Is this where the monkey foundling lives? Why would she lead you here of all places? Playmate of the monkey foundling. The monkey foundling herself is nowhere to be seen, but she has left you something. It sits outside the hut, carefully placed by a large happy face drawn in the black sand. A little prize for being such a good sport. Your clothes, however, are nowhere to be seen. Of course. As the monkey part of her would no doubt demand, where would the fun be in that? An outlandish artifact is still quite good. Well, there's no avoiding this any longer. Return to the ship. An out-of-uniform experience. The crew reacts with the expected amount of sympathy to your naked return, which is to say exactly none. By the time you board the ship, every last crew member is on hand to see and cheer, with more than a couple letting off flares to implement fireworks. It is many, many days before the needling ceases and you are able to give an order without first scouring it for innuendo. On the plus side, it does boost at least the rest of the ship's mood, while at last you have a new treasure for your collection. You've had worse days. Yep, I definitely had worse days. Sailing the Empire. Fountainhead Island. A young, ancient empire. The Empire of Hands is hardly as old as they pretend, but mimicry and theft infuses the whole culture. If the panties have come to think that rulers should be buried in ancient temples, then it is ancient temples they will build. It would hardly be the first time their attempts to mirror humanity have been entirely missing the point. A temple in the forest. The vault of the first emperor. It stretches through the forest of a number of styles, each designed by the whims of the latest Pancos apes who felt the need to be made grander. It would make a dedicated team to break in and uncover its secrets. Perhaps we will bring one here later. Also können wir hier gerade nichts machen. Und Halfsake Island, a thin pillar of greasy yet appetizing smoke rises from the only human settlement in the Empire. The Bloombotch Quarantine. The Admiralty has never stated precisely why it seeks to keep the Empire confined, though most opposition to it fades once said opposers actually encounter a pensious ape. They have been easy to corral, however. Though they do not lack wit, there is not an intuitive bone in their hairy bodies, and no amount of stone humanity has taught them the art of creating engines. The Lost Treasure Hunter. He squints at a map, muttering incredibly. North for each city, the bats have brought down. He whips his brows. Have you seen a big X on the ground by any chance? I got these 4 map pieces that got me this far and said X would mark the spot, but I can't find an X anywhere. He looks at the map sadly. It should be here, it says. Now where am I supposed to dig? He's too busy to talk right now, but adds that he will be in the village later if you want to trade adventuring supplies. Don't try the meatballs. He wants getting back to his search. You just don't want to do that. Und er macht es Pling im Hintergrund. Approach the village. An explosion almost takes off your head. Sorry about that! Booms the boisterous pirate, lowering a smoking blunderbuss as bits of shattered tree rain down. New arrival, are we? Well, if you haven't got a tail, you're alright by me. He squints, momentarily suspicious. You don't have a tail, do ya? Wouldn't put it past thieving little buggers to go shaving one of their own. Wouldn't know fair play if it kicked him up right the arse. His voice is louder than his blunderbuss. The congealed meat juices in his thick beard are better not considered. It was not madness that drove these pirates to cannibalism, but years of being shipwrecked without the comfort of meat. After a while, any meat would do. Dine at the captain's table. All are welcome to share the pirate's wealth, provided they have the stomach for it and the table manners. Ja, ich denke, ein bisschen Kosten kann nicht schaden. A toast to a forsaken yesterday. The boisterous pirate clears his throat and all go quiet as he stands. to enduring majesty, he shouts, to the ever-shining lights of home. A cheer rises as the pirates raise their mugs, drain them dry, but there's something quiet in the silence. They have long decided that what they have done here disqualifies them from ever again walking on roofs like dogs, from singing in the mandrake, and from meeting the eyes of those they loved. It's not the fear that keeps them from asking their visiting captains for safe passage back home. It's agreement. Unanimous. The boisterous pirate slams his hands together in an echoing slam. Amen, he declares, as everyone reaches for their meats. They have them salivating so. Das heißt, ich kann hier theoretisch jedes Mal essen, solange ich theoretisch unverwundet bin. Wahrscheinlich kann ich, wenn ich Pech habe, das ein Stück von mir essen wollen. Unpraktisch. Exploration complete. Prepare a comprehensive port report. Few have reason to brave the waters this far east, especially with the trade embargo. The Admiralty will pay especially well for an up-to-date intelligence. Und 100 Fragmente noch dazu. Sehr schön. Und damit, denke ich, hat sich das Wichtige hier auch erledigt, denn viel mehr möchte ich hier definitiv nicht machen. Wir haben auch schon nur noch 10 Minuten. Nicht mal mehr 10 Minuten. Doch knappe 10 Minuten müssen wir haben. Heieiei, das war eine, sagen wir einfach mal, diese Fahrt hätte durchaus effizienter laufen können. Also nicht unbedingt effizienter, sondern etwas mehr Action bringen können. Flee the nightmare. Turn the hammer, flee across the milk bright sea. This will reduce your nightmare strength. If you reach zero, the nightmare will fade entirely. If you have any restful nights, they will reduce the difficulty. Dann, flupp, und hinbekommen. Sehr schön. You lost one nightmare strength. Und natürlich haben wir wunderbar geschlafen. Wir als dieser gloriose Captain lassen uns natürlich nicht von solchen jämmerlichen Dingen ein. Ach du Scheiße. Schneller, schneller. Nicht anhalten. Fahren, einfach fahren. Holy shit, lass mich in Ruhe. Licht aus und sieh mich nicht, auch wenn du leuchten tust. Davon muss ich nicht angeschossen werden. Davon muss ich definitiv nicht angeschossen werden, wenn ich es mir aussuchen darf. Dankeschön, setze Vorkommen von Ihnen. Huha. So, Irem nur für einen Port Report kurz anlegen. Oh, das war... Ich mag keine Glorious Dreadnoughts. Definitiv nicht. Zumindest nicht, wenn sie so auf mich zusteuern. Gibt schönere Dinge. Wie... Naja, die Nasenhaare zupfen zu lassen zum Beispiel. Akupunktur. Die schönen Dinge im Leben halt. So, Port Report. Dankeschön. Sacrifice that elemental relic. You will break the ice on a white pool. You will toss the relic in. Trade the momentum for 2 moves in a great game. Das gefällt mir. Machen wir. Life lived. When the waves settle, you will see falling snow and black bark. You will see 2 men standing in wintry woods. The younger will prove himself to the older. Others have done so before, others will do so after. The vision will change. The old man will sip coffee in a sunlit street. He will write an order. He will send a pawn below to London. Interessant. Gut, schauen wir mal durch. Wollen wir irgendetwas machen? Wollen wir etwas kaufen oder verkaufen? Threshold. Wir können Strange Catches kaufen. Ich denke, wir haben für irgendetwas 2 Strange Catches gebraucht. Oder irre ich? Ich bilde es mir ein. Ja, ich glaube, ich erinnere mich, wir haben 2 gebraucht, um Dings zu machen, um eine Koffer Longbox zu bekommen. Vielleicht würde es sich sogar lohnen. Secrets, nein, danke, im Moment nicht. Z-Stories, Visions of the Surface. Wir können aber allgemein Stories gegen Stories tauschen. Nur bei Tale of Terror. Ah, okay, verstehe. Das heißt, wir können alle Stories gegen alle Stories tauschen, in der Theorie. Halt, Betonung auf in der Theorie. Sonst nichts. Gut. Warte, Dread Sunrise, konnten wir das nicht hier oben irgendwo kaufen? Ach nee, warte, das war bei der Iden Republic, genau. Bin am Überlegen, wie viel Secrets habe ich denn eigentlich? Ich habe 20 Secrets. Ich bin wirklich am Überlegen, ob ich mir was kaufen möchte. Nämlich eine Copper Longbox oder eine Mirror Catch Box. Ich denke, ich kaufe eine Mirror Catch Box und kaufe 2 Strange Catches. Geht zwar unser Inventar ein bisschen voll, aber sollte es uns keine Probleme geben. Und damit sollten wir jetzt ohne Probleme nach Mount Palmerston fahren können. Aber ich würde sagen, wir machen das unter Wasser, damit wir cool sind und so. Und danach können wir weiterschauen. So. Die Ladezeiten sind ein bisschen komisch, wenn man unter Wasser current. Danke, aber im Moment möchte ich eher gegenschwimmen, anstatt hinzu. Danke. Haben wir es doch mal? Ja, okay, wir sind frei. Licht aus. Hier unten ist doch gar nicht so gruselig. Also, hier ist voll cool. Alles nett. There are those pearls that were his eyes? Oh, ist das, was wir gesucht haben? Oder ist das nicht, was wir gesucht haben? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Guck mal kurz auf den Steam Achievement. Discover Enf. Was? Enf? Bin mir unsicher. Er sieht ein bisschen gruselig aus. A shoal of fish pass by a portal. The pro lamp reveals the midnight iridescence of their scales. Ich wollte nicht dagegen fahren, Entschuldigung. Bewegst du dich? Was auch immer du bist? Ich habe immer Angst, wenn ich auf sowas zusteuern muss, weil das Licht hier unten halt so kurz ist. Okay, und es bewegt sich auf jeden Fall. Es ist Neither. Ja, vielleicht weder gut noch schlecht oder so ein Shit. Ich habe verfehlt. Schlecht. Feed a Nightmare. Ich habe bereits einen Nightmare. Ich möchte gerne jetzt nicht weiter über solche Sachen nachdenken. Lasst uns anlegen und glücklich sein dabei. Was war das gerade für ein Geräusch? War ja eklig. They call it a city of flowers, but the flowers are crystals. Spiral matrices grow on the walls of Amphian caves. The inhabitants of Amphi are at least partially crystal, too. They call it going sharp, becoming more perfect and clearer and colder. Study the chambers of Amphi, wander where you can, gain a preliminary understanding of the place. Those who go sharp. The inhabitants of Amphi go sharp. Not all at once, but piece by piece they turn to crystal. They sort themselves by sharpness too. The sharp-handed cluster with others of their kind, ignoring the keen-footed and the bristle-waisted. The progress through Anti is to take on more and more of these attributes, to enter the deeper chambers restricted by sharp style. Choose which chambers you would most like to discover. The Amphians speak of a woman named Rosina dying of a curious disease and sequestered among the sharp spleet. Visit Rosina in her chambers? Consider your own condition. Should you go sharp? Or have you already taken on sharpness that you now regret? Get a report. Rumors and extrapolations. Access to Amphium is restricted by type of sharpness. Those who are sharp in the ears do not necessarily mingle with the sharp-tongued. As for the inhabitants who are sharp throughout their full bodies, they don't circulate much. There is said to be a cavern, broad and shallow-floored, where the perfectly sharp grow old together. They aren't capable of anyone else's company anymore. At least that's what you're told. But you can hardly go and ask. At any rate, they are more like growing crystals than like people, slowly expanding and bonding with the rock. Consider your own condition. Learning and rumor. Consult the woman with the cubicle eyes. Learn how to accept the blessings that Amphi offer. Determine what is best for yourself and whose companionship you seek in the bubble caverns. Cultivate the capacity for sharpness. It isn't easy to go sharp as an Amphians do, but most who come here find themselves desiring the conditions sooner or later. Cultivate the capacity for sharpness through chemical means. Old logbook records are preparations from minerals and salts that help the body convert. It's, well, untested. Go sharp in the spleen. Surrender your capacity for anger. Join the society of diplomats, saints, and cold-blooded tyrants. Go sharp in the liver. Take a proud indifferent note to toxins. Fraternize with spies, assassins, professional poisoners, and those who need to survive in strange diets. Let your lungs become a chamber of crystal. Ooh. Breathe less often and more purely. Take on the companionship of divers, opera singers, coal miners, and produce the poisonous gases. Flourish in the groin. Diminish passion, promote hygiene, perfect performance, dazzling any onlookers, pursue the company of envies, nuns, celebrities, dancers, and brothel habitues. Undergo accumulation of the tongue. Give up soft speech and slow words. Come to know poets, curt jesters, lies, and artists and cipher. Mineralize your skeleton. Strength that cannot be seen is often the most praiseworthy. Walk among the laborers, the circus, strong woman, the persons of iron will, unshakable integrity. Let your skin be clear as the water, and hard as armor. This is where the fighters are, and those who got tired of the scars, and the people too proud to hide anything about themselves. Cut away all your sharpness. Return to something closer to your natural state. This will remove your sharpness and gain a wound. Your maximum sharpness will remain, so you can pursue different sharpnesses if need be. Be careful, 3 wounds will kill you. Number of sharpness no more than -2. Ah, das heißt, wie schärfer ich werde, das zu ändern. Kann ich es ändern? Join the society of diplomats, saints and cold-blooded tyrants. Ich denke, wir sind eher der diplomatische Redner, also lassen uns unsere Nieren wachsen. Ich glaube, Spleen war Nieren. The venomous salon, descend into the antechamber, reserved for those who flourish at the spleen. The stone of the chamber is veined with red. Some members of the venomous salon wear clothes that reveal the midriff, so that one can see the telltale points of the crystal from under the skin. It's a party game here to take turns reading aloud offensive letters to the London newspaper, and insulting missives from home, and to compete at not caring in the least. Your spleen is a hexagonal crystal. Interesting. Visit Rosina in her chambers. She's both healer and patient. Ice crystals. The air gets chilly as you approach, and there are patches of frost on the wall. The cavern is crowded. In the center is a bathtub full of ice in which sits a woman in obvious state of illness. Several fiends attend to her, one with deft, clear fingers. Then there are a number of other people attending who mostly talk among themselves, but sometimes turn to watch Rosina. With the point without saying anything to her. It's none of your concern whether she lives or dies. Naja, fast. Meet Rosina. She has seen you come in. Baked from within. Rosina is dying from animescence, the disease of the elder continent. Any passion speeds the disease. She must therefore lie very still in an ice bath and think of things that do not interest her. Going sharp in the spleen protects her against the passion of anger, but other passions are still a danger. For a long time she looked for a cure to the disease. Tradition ascribed healing features to certain poems, ornaments, and postures of the body, but these only delay the gradual combustion. Learn more of Rosina. She tells you her story. For a long time she looked for cures of her body. I was certain the inhabitants of the elder continent would be able to correct what is wrong, she says, but if they knew how, they refuse to say now. I merely keep back the disease as long as I can, and seek cures of the sentiment instead. If I keep very calm, my symptoms subside. If you find anything in your travels, works of philosophy or guidance, that might help me compose myself, please bring them to me. Ah, verstehe. Hier kann ich also ebenfalls diese wunderschönen Drownie-Lieder abgeben. Oh, a story from Low Barnet? Ah. Needle of Fortis? Provide a dry lecture on the social stratification of visage? Interessant, interessant. Read some romantic literature, Rosina. It would be very bad for her, of course. She will resist if she's strong enough. Read approved romantic literature, Rosina. It would be very bad for her. Read Elfen romance, Rosina. Ebenfalls nein, danke. Find out what all the onlookers are for. Das ist mal interessant. Charian birds. You ask the onlookers directly. Conflagrati, says one. It titters. Another one curiously puts her hand on your forehead as though to see whether you have fever. It doesn't look as though any of them have gone sharp at all. What are you doing here? Nochmal fragen kann ich nicht. Doch, ich kann tatsächlich nochmal fragen. You put your question. Rosina glances over at the cluster of man and woman. Her expression is blank. The emotion that ought to be there has been controlled or wiped away. There are certain idiotic sects, she says. People who want to suffer what I have. They follow me around, hoping to be infected by my conflagration. Oh, interessant. Gut, dann return to Enfiam. Wir können momentan nichts zu tun. Consider your own condition. cultivate a capacity for sharpness. It isn't easy to go sharp as the Athenians do, but most who come here find themselves desiring the condition. Ah. Interessant. Verstehe. Also können wir hier mithilfe von was genau mache ich damit? Was passiert, wenn ich verhaue? You can now take on a single sharpness. Okay. You need every number of sharpnesses no more than 0. Ah, okay, verstehe. Ich kann immer nur eine haben. Ah, ich dachte, ich kann mehrere haben, aber ich muss erst welche haben. Ah, you need number of sharpnesses too. Doch, da, gerade eben. 1. Sharpness no more than... Was? Ich bin irritiert. Ich muss eine haben, aber nicht mehr als 0. Okay. Relinquish your pursuit for now. Ich denke, das ist ein guter Moment, um die Folge hier zu beenden. Ich bin nämlich gerade etwas irritiert. Das heißt, ich wünsche euch allen noch einen wunderschönen, sonnenlosen Tag und wir sehen uns dann das nächste Mal in Sunless Sea. Und bis dahin, meine Freunde, meine Damen, meine Herren, bye bye.